Are you ready for some amazing chicken recipes? Well, I have compiled 5 of our favorite chicken recipes that we love to make on a regular basis. So come on along, let's get to cooking. Hello, family and friends. I'm Susan, and welcome to my home. And we're going to do a little bit of sweet and spicy chicken stir fry. I have got quite a few little ingredients. There's a bunch that you don't have to put in your stir fry if you don't want to. I do have the stir fry medley. I also have some French beans I like to put in there. Some minced garlic, minced ginger, a little bit of coconut oil, liquid aminos or soy sauce. I've got some Szechuan spicy sauce, another one of the things you don't have to put in there. Stir fry sauce, which definitely need to put in there. And some sweet chili sauce, which it makes it really good. You don't have to have it. You definitely have to have the soy sauce and the stir fry sauce for sure. I make it spicy with this. I make it sweet with that. And of course some chicken I'm going to defrost. So let's get going on getting everything started in the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my green beans in half because I don't like them quite that big. So I basically just hold them in my hand and use a pair of kitchen shears and cut the green beans in half and go ahead and get those in. And I also open up the stir fry bag and get the snow peas out, and I basically cut them in half because these are a little bit harder to cook also and take a little bit longer. And I'll go ahead and get these started. Go ahead and get these done real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil into the wok and let that be reducing down and heating up, that is. And then I'll go ahead and get these beans stir fried real quick. And I have let this fry just a little bit. It's kind of loud. And now I'm going to add in the carrots and the broccoli. And let those cook down a little bit in with the rest of the vegetables. And I do cover it and just let it sit. And I've got it on about a medium is where it's at. Probably for about 5 minutes. That's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the sauce that's going to go on this. 1 tablespoon of sweet chili sauce. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, or this was liquid aminos. It's supposed to be 4 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce. Okay, I need 3 more tablespoons. Here's the 4th tablespoon. And then of the soy sauce or the liquid aminos, I need 2 of those. So there's the second one of that. I need 2 tablespoons of stir fry sauce. 2 teaspoons of Szechuan, which is spicy. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. And then 1 tablespoon of minced ginger. Now I'm just going to mix this together. I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken in. And let them brown up a little bit before I add the mixture in. I just want them to turn a little white on all 4 sides. And then I'll actually add the sauce in. That's looking pretty good. And I'm going to cover it real quick and let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes until all the chicken is white. And I've cooked the chicken until you see all of it is white on all the sides. And I poured the extra juice that was in the bottom of the container out. So now it's time to add the mixture that we had on. But first, well, let me go ahead and add it. I'm going to get as much of it in there as I can because whenever you put the vegetables in, they will take up a lot of that nice, sweet, succulent stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and add in the vegetables. And I'm going to go ahead and put the rice into the microwave for 90 seconds while this is blending and mixing on up. Alright, let me cover this up. Let this cook for a minute. I don't know if you can see how good that looks, but look at that. And I'm going to go ahead and get it plated up on some rice, and we'll be ready for supper. Let me get some of this jasmine rice on the plate. Ooh, and it's hot. And let me go ahead and get some of this stir fry on the plate. And here it is. Spicy, sweet and spicy chicken stir fry. And it is so good. And it's what's for supper Wednesday night. I've got the honey sesame chicken out of the freezer. I went ahead and defrosted it and punched a little hole in the bag somehow. Don't know how, but it's going in here real quick anyway. And it smells really good, guys. Oh, man. I'm going to go ahead and put this on 30 minutes to let this cook up while I make a few sides. I think I'm going to make some yum yum slaw, because y'all know I was wanting that last week and didn't quite get it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on and do this for 30 minutes. And I've had the chicken on Instant Pot or in the Instant Pot for 30 minutes. Now it is ready to plate and it smells amazing, guys. So let's get this plated. And here we go. Here is some honey sesame chicken, some yum yum slaw, and a little bit of jasmine rice. And it's what's for supper tonight. And let me show you the recipe we're going to be doing today, which is Peruvian chicken quarters, pollo a la brasa. I'm going to be using a 1/3 cup of low sodium soy sauce, but I use liquid aminos, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, 5 garlic cloves, which y'all know I use the minced in the thing. I'm going to do a teaspoon of cumin, paprika, and chili powder. I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And of course, I've got my chicken quarters ready to marinate in a bag. It's better if you do this at night whenever you go to bed or in the morning and then come home from work and put them on the grill, because the more they marinate, the better they are. I have done them where I've marinated them for an hour and they were good, but they just seem to be better the longer they marinate. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything in the bag, and then we'll go from there. The first thing I'm going to put in is the liquid aminos, and that is 1/3 of a cup. Okay. And then I'm going to be doing 2 tablespoons of the lime juice, which I am not using fresh limes. If you do fresh limes, that's great. It tastes awesome. I've done it both ways. Okay. 5 teaspoons of minced garlic, which in my book says it's a teaspoon. 1, 5. And then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of cumin. 2 teaspoons of cumin. Excuse me. 2 teaspoons of cumin. Glad I have my bifocals on. 1 teaspoon of paprika. That ain't gonna fit in there, so we're just gonna. And 1 teaspoon of chili powder. It says 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon. I've always used a teaspoon because y'all know I like things spicy. 1 teaspoon. All right, now I've got 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, and this is oregano from my garden. And I just get it and break it up and put it in there. And it's going everywhere, but it'll be just fine. I think that's going to be the end of it. Yeah. All right. That's good. Now the last piece is the 1 tablespoon of oil to help distribute all of the seasoning all over the place. And I am just using vegetable oil because that's what it calls for. 1 tablespoon. Now, we are ready to go. I'm going to basically close the bag up. get all the air out of it. And then I'm going to shake it around. I want to make sure that all of the chicken quarters have got some of this on them. That way they can marinate really well in it. And you can tell when they do because they look like they're covered in the mixture. And I do have 3 chicken quarters in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the fridge for tonight, and then we'll make them tomorrow for lunch. See you then. I've gotten the chicken quarters out of the bag in the fridge and put them in the Instant Pot, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Because a lot of times if you put chicken quarters directly on a grill, the middle doesn't get done and the outside gets burnt. So I'm going to put this on for about 20 minutes. And then I'll put them on the grill. That way I know they're done on the inside, and then I'll make them crispy on the outside on the grill. So come back in about 20 minutes and we'll see where they're at. The Instant Pot has finished its 20 minutes, and I'm basically going to try to lift these out without disturbing them too much, and then put them on the grill. Got all 3 of them situated in there. Got the timer on 10 minutes. I'll come back in about 5 minutes and check them out to make sure they aren't burning, but they should be doing pretty good. And here's the Peruvian chicken quarters. I actually let it sit in there for about 12 minutes all total at 500 degrees. Like I said, if you do it outside, you will need to check the chicken often. I've already cut it down the middle to make sure it's all the way done, and it is. And it shouldn't be dry because I basically cooked it at the absolute minimum amount of time as I could. Peruvian chicken quarters. And some noodles. But Peruvian chicken quarters is the main thing, and that's what's for supper tonight. And tonight we're going to make some bang bang chicken. You will need some chicken breast, a little bit of lemon juice. It calls for buttermilk. I've got some whipping cream I need to use up, so I'm going to use this and put a dab of vinegar in it. It'll be just as good. I've got some paprika. You could either use paprika or cayenne pepper. A little bit of honey. I've got some mayonnaise, some garlic chili pepper sauce is what it calls for, some sriracha, and some cornstarch. If it's a little too spicy, you can always add some sweet pepper sauce instead. But we'll see how this turns out. This is the first time making this recipe, but it looks good. I love bang bang shrimp. So let's see what we can do about mixing this up for some bang bang chicken. And some of these pieces of chicken are really large, so I think I'm going to basically cut them into, not tenders, but smaller pieces basically. That way they'll cook a little bit quicker and it won't take as long. And there we go. Got the chicken all in here. I'm going to go ahead and put in the little bit that's left of the whipping cream. It says it's good till May, so that's a good thing because it needs to be used up. And just a dash of vinegar, a dash of vinegar. I don't know if you need regular vinegar or apple cider vinegar. I think it would work with either way, but I'm going to go ahead and get these coated and let them set and marinate for a little bit while I make the bang bang sauce. And I am going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this and mix it up one more time, and then let it start marinating. And let's get started on the bang bang sauce. I'm going to put in a half a cup of mayonnaise. It is Duke's mayonnaise, of course. A fourth a cup of chili garlic sauce. 2 teaspoons of sriracha. 1 teaspoon of paprika. 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. A tablespoon of honey. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this around with a whisk and get it all mixed together. That is a little bit on the spicy side. I think what I'm going to do is add just a little bit more honey and a dab more mayonnaise to get it to where we like it. Now that's a little bit better. It is still pretty spicy though, but when you eat it on the chicken and not just tasting it from the bowl here, it should be good. So let's get to going on frying up our chicken. I put my oil in my Presto pan, and I've got it set for 350. And once that gets heated up, then we will start frying some chicken. And I have got the cornstarch in a bowl. I have got my chicken and my milk marinating in this bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and start the dredging process. Basically just grabbing a piece of chicken and letting it drip. And then putting it in the cornstarch, salt, and pepper mixture. Make sure it's good and coated. And then I'm going to put it on a wire container. That way it will not get moist on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and do all the pieces like that. Grabbing, dredging, and then putting them on the rack. And I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for about 10-15 minutes. So let them get cool. That should give it enough time for this cornstarch to adhere to the chicken, so it won't fall off when I'm frying it. So let me go ahead and get all these done, and I'll bring you back when it's time to fry. And the oil is heated up to 350. I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken in the oil. And it is just hot enough to fry a little bit, but not over fry, which is awesome. I'm going to get all the chicken in here. I've got some noodles cooking. If I'd have thought about it, I should have got some slaw and made some bang bang slaw like I made before with Oriental food, but didn't think ahead enough to do that. But chicken's almost all the way in, and it won't take long to brown this chicken. I've got my fryer on 350, and this is basically a pan, not necessarily a fryer, but I like to do stuff in it. I like to fry in it. I know exactly how hot the oil is. So that's ready. Let this fry up for a few minutes, then flip it, and I'll bring you back when everything gets ready to plate. Let's get everything plated up. I've got some chicken noodles to go on the plate. If I'd have thought, I would have had some yum yum slaw, but I didn't think that far ahead apparently. But that is okay. And let's get some of this chicken. I double checked the temperature of all the chicken, and it was at least 160 plus whenever I got it out of the fryer. So even though it's a little bit lighter than I would have liked, I would have wished it was a little browner. It is good and completely done. I'm going to give Danny two choices of sauces. I have got the bang bang sauce that I'm going to put in a ramekin, and then I'm going to put some yum yum sauce on the other side. That way he could decide which one he wants to use to dip his chicken in. And there is the bang bang sauce that's spicy. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in a ramekin too. And this is the yum yum sauce that is not spicy. And it's time to eat, because this is what's for supper tonight. Bang bang chicken and some chicken noodles. And here's my plate. Let me go ahead and dip one of the chickens in the bang bang sauce. This is the spicy one, and see how it tastes. A little spicy. Not as spicy as just plain. Definitely leaves a little spice in your mouth. Here's some yum yum sauce. That's really good. I like that too. Not as spicy. Let me try to do a double dip. See how this tastes. Those two together are really good. But this is what's for supper tonight. And it's Tuesday morning. And I'm going to make some chicken tacos in the crock pot. Basically, you either need some chicken breast or chicken tenderloin, a can of Rotel, Mexican style, and some taco seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and get that in the crock pot. This is how simple this can be. If you're going to use chicken breast, use 4. I've got chicken tenderloins. I'm going to use 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to use about 8 chicken tenderloins. If I can fit them all down in here. I like to put them in the bottom. See if I can get them layered in the bottom here. All right. 8 chicken tenderloins down there in the bottom. The next thing is taco seasoning. I'm going to use 1 packet of taco seasoning, or you know me, I've got the big thing. I'm going to just pour some in, eyeball it till I think it looks right. That's about right. And the can of Rotel. I am going to add about half a can of water to this. You don't need a lot, just so it doesn't burn on the bottom, because those chicken breasts are still frozen. And whenever they thaw out and cook, they will make more water. So you do need a little bit of water on the bottom just to make sure that it doesn't burn to the bottom. Put the top on and turn it on low for the whole time I'm at work, which is about 8 hours. And come home and you'll have taco meat that you'll be able to shred and make you some chicken tacos. Here is the crock pot I came back home to. Let me go ahead and loosen up the sides. I'm going to turn it down on warm. And right there's, ooh, lousy, lousy. I just steamed up the lens. And there's what the chicken meat's looking like right now. What I do whenever I get home is I take 2 forks and I basically shred the chicken meat. And that's just so that it will get down into those juices that the chickens let off while it was cooking. I told you they were frozen and they would make a lot of juice. You didn't need to add much, just enough to the bottom to coat it so it didn't stick, which is exactly what I did. And as you can see, we got a lot of chicken to make your chicken tacos with. So now, I've got this on warm. Don't need to add anything else to it. It's all good. We just need to put the top back on, wait for Dan to get home, and serve it up, because that's how easy supper is tonight. Okay, let's get to making some tacos. All right. Now let's go ahead. We're going to put some Cholula, some Tabasco, green Tabasco that is, and some of our medium Ortega taco sauce. Now, let's get some cheese on that, some shredded Mexican cheese. Get a little bit of sour cream on this. Tacos, Danny style. That's what's for supper tonight. Don't forget to click that link below and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And let our family be a part of your family.